Theresa May has announced a screeching U-turn on a housing policy that would have hit thousands of elderly and vulnerable people. As part of £12 billion in cuts to welfare, the Tories had planned to cap housing benefit for supported housing at the same rate available for private housing. It put housing projects that help more than 400,000 vulnerable adults at risk of closure, and put the frail and elderly at risk of losing their homes. At the time, the government called the analysis spurious. But today the Prime Minister finally caved and agreed to scrap the plan. In one of her first answers at Prime Minister's Questions Today, just hours ahead of a Labour Opposition Day debate on housing policy, she announced we will not apply the local housing allowance cap to supported housing. Labour's Shadow Secretary of State for Housing, John Healey, said once again, Labour is winning the arguments and making the running on government policy. Ahead of our Opposition Day debate later today, the government has given ground, but the devil will be in the detail, and the funding. Labour will continue to press the government to protect the long-term future and funding of supported housing. Labour warned there was still no detail on what the future funding arrangements for supported housing will be. Lib Dem MP Wara Hobhouse said this cap would have hit the most vulnerable in our society, including the homeless and victims of domestic violence living in shelters.